I rise in support of 5027. I want to think back a little bit on one of my favorite founders, Thomas Jefferson. It was said that President Kennedy one time had a great gathering of minds in attendance in the White House one time. And his comment was that this had been the greatest gathering of minds in the White House in the history of this country, except for when Thomas Jefferson dined alone. He was held in quite high esteem, and I hold him in quite high esteem. In 1823, Justice William Johnson wrote Thomas Jefferson. He was concerned about the direction of the Supreme Court. So you think back in 1823, they were concerned about it. And there's nobody on either side of the aisle here that doesn't think the Supreme Court gets it wrong pretty often. So the bottom line is he asked him, what do you think? What's your opinion? And Jefferson answered him in 1823 in response to a couple of cases in particular, Marbury v. Madison, as well as Cohens v. Virginia. He says, "You asked me to examine whether the Supreme Court has advanced beyond its constitutional limits and trespassed on the state authorities." I think we know that that happens even more so now, 150 years later. He says, "The practice of Judge Marshall of traveling outside his case to prescribe what law would be in most cases not before the court is very irregular and censorable." He says it's impossible to lay down a general formula to which words can guide. But he said there's two things that are important. The capital and leading object of the Constitution was to leave with the states all authorities which respected their own citizens only, and to transfer to the U.S. those which respected citizens of foreign and other states. And number two, on every question of construction, carry ourselves back to the time when the Constitution was adopted, recollect the spirit manifested in the debates, and instead of trying what meaning may be squeezed out of the text or invented against it, conform to the probable one which was passed. Let us try Cohen's case by these canons only, referring always to the full argument and to the essays before cited. He concludes in his letter, this is a rather lengthy letter, but he concludes in his letter, he says, "The Chief Justice says there must be an ultimate arbiter somewhere." And that's true, there must. But it does not prove that it is either party. The ultimate arbiter is the people of the Union, assembled by their deputies in convention at the call of Congress or 2/3 of the states. Let them decide which they meant to give authority claimed by the two of their organs. And it has been the peculiar wisdom and felicity of our Constitution to have provided this peaceable appeal where that of other nations is at once to force. I leave this with you, and I support the resolution. Thank you.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks were willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.